Hi, Dr. Tochi here this morning with an interesting dream interpretation. And there's a group I belong to on Telegram, and this came up as part of the discussion, okay, which I found very interesting. So, what was the dream? Excuse me. The dream is about being eaten by maggots or seeing someone else being eaten by maggots. Now, what was interesting to me in that conversation was that a lot of the people in that group, and we're supposed to be all spiritual practitioners, majority of the people were putting a religious interpretation on it, which I found to be very interesting. When people don't know how to explain something, instead of doing the research to find out or doing a survey to find out what it is, they will quickly run to the Bible or Quran or whatever religious text that they use. And many people were citing instances of maggots and things of that nature, worms, in the Bible. When you have a dream where you're being eaten by maggots or you see someone being eaten by maggots, that represents worries, okay? Worries that are eating away at the peace of mind of the person concerned. And when I put forward my interpretation in the forum, there was like heated debate. And before you know it, it started degenerating into sexist comments. Someone was like, "You're a woman, what do you know?" Ah, my God. People fail to understand that spiritual knowledge is genderless, okay? Knowledge itself is genderless, and spirit is genderless. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day. Remember the interpretation we had for flies? If you haven't seen that, please go through my TikTok videos or my YouTube videos or Facebook. Also, I think I posted on my Instagram platform where I talked about flies and insects if one has those dreams about these insects. But if you understand how maggots operate, remember the fly comes in very quickly. It just starts, um, laying these maggots, and they're very fast, and before you know it, the maggots burrow deeply into the food or medium or whatever it is that they are placed on. So you could be looking at it and you'll see the maggots digging deep, and then they quickly disappear from the surface. And then their activities of eating and decaying the material happen from the inside. They don't work from the outside in, they work from the inside out. And that represents the things, the worries that we have in our subconscious and our unconscious that eventually start manifesting in our daily lives, starts manifesting in the way we see life and the way that we interact with people. Now, if you want to deal with that kind of thing, I say take a lesson from nature. If you're familiar with this, okay, you might be familiar with if you have fresh meat, if you let it sit and flies start perching on it, before you know it, it will start having maggots. But if you start smoking that meat, if there's smoke and heat, you right away you start putting it on the heat, on the fire, flies cannot come to it. And so it is. If you deal with your problems as they come, instead of trying to sweep them under the rug or push them away or hope that by some miracle they'll disappear, then you will be spared this kind of dream. Okay? It calls for action on your part. It's letting you know that you have things that are eating you from the inside out. and you need to deal with those things. So when someone comes to me with that kind of dream, I would say to them, go talk to a therapist, a psychotherapist, a counselor, someone you trust, to start digging out all those things and deal with them. So it's not just talking, because we have people who are good at talking. They will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. They talk about what happened to them when they were 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, and they never take action. In that case, the maggots will continue to eat away because you have not substantively dealt with them. If you're familiar with country living, village living, you know how to deal with maggots in food or maggots in meat. What do? You salt it. Salt kills maggots right away. It just dries them up, kills them. That's it. No ends. They just disappear. Okay, and so salt represents action, purifying, refining, vivifying action that we take to deal with the things that are eating away at our psyche, eating away at our spirit. Salt can act as a disinfectant, okay, as a neutralizer, okay. Salt has a lot of physical and spiritual properties. I'm sure you know. All you have to do is just Google or look through these platforms and you'll see everybody's opinion on salt. So when you have meat that has maggots in it, you put salt in it. If you think you can still rescue that meat, you put salt in it and it deals with all the maggots in it. And heavy salt, not just a light sprinkling of salt. I mean, you saturate it with salt. Sometimes you might want to put it in brine, which is salt water, and it takes care of the maggots. Now, if you want to eat the meat after that, is a whole nother story. When we have these kind of dreams, it highlights the importance of us taking immediate and massive action on the things that are eating away at us. So it's not just talking about it, but distancing ourselves from the problem, cutting short the problem, setting boundaries, setting standards, going and making a life of our own, making alternate plans, having a strategy and following through on the strategy. It requires massive action. It also requires putting our spiritual protection in place. And if there's some things we need to do to cleanse and detoxify ourselves spiritually, that will also be in order. If you need more interpretations of your dreams, I encourage you to go to my website at tochi.us, tochi.us. You can book your own dream interpretation, and we will send you a PDF document that you can keep. I also invite you to go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Tochi channel, to see and watch and learn from a plethora of practical spirituality videos that can help your life today. I also offer spiritual practice coaching if you're looking for someone to help you jumpstart, refine, or elevate the spiritual life that you know you're supposed to be living.